The need for read. Not a whole lot to that. Check this out, man. The darnest thing happened to me, man. Right? The darnest thing happened to me this morning, or what have you. And it just basically just gave me more motivation to kind of reach out to my tribe for real, right? So I'm already knowing like how I really would like to do this is I'm getting feedback from from people in real time. You feel what I'm saying? Or they even giving me topics to touch on that they might want to talk about, or you see what I'm saying, or want me to touch on, or ask me about how you feel about this, or maybe even putting me on with something, because I know nothing, right? I know nothing. I'm Jon Snow. But anywho, need for read is bigger than just slapping a book in people's face and just having them read it. You know what I mean? For one, they can read whatever they want to read. You know what I'm saying? They can read a recipe book. It's life and betterment. You understand what I'm saying? It's life and betterment. It's how to become a better person, being aware. You feel what I'm saying? It's just life and betterment period. But anywho, what I'm finna do is I'm about to go in on some topics, right? On some topics. Um, I guess what do people call it? Um, what do y'all call it? What do y'all call it? Right, current events, right? That's a little word that y'all say. I'm gonna touch on a couple of them. I'm gonna go, then I'm gonna just go on certain topics that I think I want to put out there so my tribe can get, and then later on, when y'all watch this, the ones who watch this through its entirety, you feel what I'm saying? That's who my tribe is. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna resonate with them. This is what I know, right? And I chose to kind of put a little. I'm a go live and then drop it. You feel what I'm saying? A little, you know, later, because I'm knowing that if I go, nobody's coming in. Like I'm not that, popular stuff. The things I talk about, because you know what I mean. Nobody, it's not the most popular thing. I'm not a shock jock. I'm not here to, talk about all. I'm not even here to really talk about entertainers. To be honest to you, you know what I'm talking. I want to talk about the real, what's really going on in the world. Shadow governments and, you know, us not being the only. You feel what I'm saying? Living organisms. You feel what I'm saying? Or on Earth, rather. Like there's life all through the galaxies. You understand what I'm saying? Anywho, let's start with this Hulk Hogan. First of all, let's say rest up, long live Malcolm Jamal Warner. Um, he passed, so yeah, I would be remiss to even talk about these other fellows I'm about to talk about without even, you know, giving a moment of silence to Malcolm Jamal Warner. You feel what I'm saying? One of the best. I know everybody know him for Theo. For me, it was the Magic School Bus. The Magic School Bus changed my life as an adolescent. You know what I mean? I was a child, single digits. And the Magic School Bus, really had me engaged and involved. You know what I mean? It was shows like that. Bill Nye the Science Guy. You know what I mean? That gave me a spectacular childhood. You know what I mean? So I want to say shots out. I even throw Bill Nye in there. You know what I mean? Like for sure. But the Magic School Bus was a part of my childhood. You know what I mean? To the point I even implemented it with my kids. You see what I'm saying? Decades later, you can sit and watch Magic School Bus all day. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of time bus. So again, um, rest up, long live Malcolm Jamal Warner. Okay, now I'll go to Hulk Hogan. I don't care for him. I don't care for him. He let himself be known. You feel what I'm saying? And the minute he did that, I don't know what exact date in 2000, but his little tirade he went on, referring to his daughter. Y'all know Brooke, dealing with a melanated fellow at the time. Um, which I mean, I'm not even gonna speak on interracial. That'll be another topic. You feel what I'm saying? Like how I feel about it. You feel what I'm saying? But his tirade. You feel what I'm saying? And how his true colors came out and about him being prejudiced, him being a bigot. You feel what I'm saying? Racist. You feel what I'm saying? Low key. When I heard that, it's like my whole childhood kind of imploded because I could only think about like, damn, I know I had several Hulk Hogan dolls, shirt ripping off, you feel what I'm saying, of this bigot, you feel what I'm saying? And it's like, I thought he had love in his heart for people. You dig what I'm saying? Because that's what he portrayed. This American, that's a joke, but anywho, this American, superhero, real live superhero. Someone you can touch, someone you can see, you can feel, you know what I mean? And nobody's perfect. You feel what I'm saying? But when you did that, I'm just saying like when he did that, he was non-existent to me from that day on. So fast forward 20 some odd years later, whatever the case, you feel what I'm saying? And he passed. Like he was already passed when he did that to me. When he did that to my people. Like I was a fan. Like you know what I mean? I might have had some admiration for that character. You dig what I'm saying? Even when I grew to know that wrestling was fake. You know what I mean? It's still certain, you know. I mean, so now I don't. So I'm not even. I can't even big up. Cause I don't put nothing past nobody. You feel what I'm saying? But I ain't hear nothing about that about Macho Man Randy Savage. You know what I'm saying like that? But so yeah, shouts out to him. But yeah, like he's non-existent. I don't really care for. I don't care how he rests. It doesn't matter. Like he's non-existent. So I bring that up for the people that's saying like, oh well, he passed. Let him rest in peace. You feel me? Yeah, you would say that if because he didn't disrespect you and your people. You feel what I'm saying? When you thought that he might have had some love for you. You feel what I'm saying? As much money, you feel what I'm saying? He probably didn't even make up the money, but the organization, you feel what I'm saying? In his likeness, you feel what I'm saying? How much money my people done spent on, his merchandise, his merch. From figurines to t-shirts to scarves. And so forth and so on. You understand what I'm saying? So, like nobody cared. Like he killed his legacy with us. So y'all can go ahead and whatever Caucasians or whoever else, whatever other creeds, races, and you know what I mean. That's cool. But I'm just saying like we don't care for him. You know what I mean? Like, and that's that. Now I want to piggyback off that, and I'm only bringing it because it's recent. Ozzy Osbourne. Can anybody in my tribe, anybody who's not in my tribe, can y'all explain how is Ozzy Osbourne racist? Because me personally, I never heard anything about Ozzy Osbourne being a racist. I never heard him doing anything prejudiced or even quoting or saying. I never got no documentation of it. So if y'all can enlighten me, so I can know how to feel about Ozzy Osbourne. Now let's be clear. I don't know a whole lot about Ozzy Osbourne. When I became a fan, I was doing the MTV series, the Osbournes. And when I started to see his personality, that's when I grew a liking to him. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I knew about him, coming out in what 60s, 70s with the Black Sabbath. You feel what I'm saying? Probably what I guess that was the 70s, I assume. But the Black Sabbath band and all that. Then because he was popular, I knew he was a world renowned devil worshiper. You feel what I'm saying? So just on this is just the facts that I knew, of him. You know what I mean? Or at least if he wasn't a real devil worshiper, he damn sure imitated to be one. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know how much of an act that was. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's Anywho. But I grew up liking the Ozzy Osbourne as far as his personality. Like, I mean, I'm not about to sit there and tell you I was gung-ho on his music. I can't name too many. I probably can't name one Ozzy Osbourne song. But that's not for me. It's not for me to be able to. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I like them on the show. So, I'm saying it because people's grouping him with Hulk Hogan, and I'm trying to give him. I want to make sure should we group him with Hulk Hogan? Like, what did Ozzy Osbourne say? I was talking to my cousin, and I brought this same sentiment up. Like, well, bro, I actually made a post about it. Like, I said, damn, I didn't even know Ozzy Osbourne was, you know what I'm saying, was a bigot. You know what I'm saying? Nobody came up and said, oh yeah, this what happened. Remember, and do what, you ain't got to give me the year, but this, that. So I'm just trying to see, does he deserve his just due for me sitting there and say, oh, F him too. You feel what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Because I was like, well, don't put that on Ozzy. You feel what I mean? Like, yeah, he was he was on his Luciferian wave, and you feel what I'm saying? That's what we all know. You feel what I'm saying? And I ain't got nothing to do. I'm with the Most High. You feel what I'm saying? So like, what you do is what you do. Like, I ain't, there's no judgment here. That's on you at the end of the day. Uh, but like again, I didn't hear anything about Ozzy Osbourne, and people I've seen too many posts saying like, like Hulk Hogan and Ozzy, they're racist. And I was like, well, yeah, well, we know the brand about the Hulk Hogan. Like, he's been in non-existent to me. So I never spoke with him since then. You feel me? Since then, right? So it just I'm just wondering, like, okay, so what did Ozzy do? Like, what did he do? Did he even do anything? So if not, don't group him with that man. Don't say just because he's Caucasian, like, oh, you feel me? I know where he's from. He's from the UK somewhere, and he could possibly, you feel what I'm saying? I mean, I don't put nothing past nobody, but I'm just saying I didn't hear nothing. I didn't see. I didn't get any document. I didn't. So I just saying I want to know because I know nothing. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't group him in with that man. You feel me? Um, what my man did point out. Somebody did point out to me. He said I ain't hear nothing about him being racist. But he said, well, maybe it was because he took his wife Sharon side. I mean, she had made a comment or something. I guess it wasn't a too popular comment. I don't know what this comment was. I don't watch them round table female talk shows or round table talk show period at all. You feel what I'm saying? That's not my cup of tea. I'm not I'm not into that. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't know what the rant was that people was, you know what I mean, that people was feeling away about. But as a husband, he took his wife's side. Hope you gotta come back. As a husband, he took his wife's side as he's supposed to. He's supposed to did that. He's supposed to did that, right? So I don't know if it's because people got that from that, or like, I don't know. But as a husband, you supposed to take, that's your wife. You're gonna take his side. And I know he said something to the effects of um what did he say? Well, Sharon is one of the most she's the most least racist person he knows. You know what I'm saying? Now, true or not, be that true or not, um, he's supposed to say that. That's his wife. So he's gonna take his wife's side. You know what I mean? So I don't know if people got that from that. I'm only blanking that because that's what I had got. All right, now, Sharon. Anywho, now on to the next thing. Um, I'm gonna just drop some topics out. Let's talk about voting, right? Voting is democracy is one of the biggest, probably the greatest ploys, right? To make us think that we actually have control. We're actually picking our leaders. We're actually, we have some type of control of our leaders, of people who's uh um like controlling them, and policymakers and law. I mean, we actually have some type of say. You feel what I'm saying? It's hogwash though, right? It's hogwash. These people already pre-selected, determined, like, and they all with the agenda. So it don't really matter who. It's all a game. You feel what I'm saying? Left wing, right wing. These people go to lunch together. They kids go to stays in the same school. This, that, and the third. You see what I'm saying? Like, they go out. They might even vacate together. And I'm talking about left wing, right wing. You feel what I'm saying? you know, however you want to call it, red, blue, repub, demo, like there, it's all a joke. It's all a joke. I've watched documentaries. I've read. Oh man, um, what's his name? Stanley Cooper. I know William Cooper. I know he. Man, listen. He put some stuff in his book. You can see how corrupt the system is, and why. And it's. Man. Back to that though, like we was never granted the ballot to vote for like our progression. You know what I mean? Because like, oh, people came to the census like, well, this is unfair. Like these are humans. They aren't 3/5 of a human, but which is written in the Constitution at one point. Like we're not property, my boy. Like we got swindled, bamboozled. You know what I mean? Lied to, deceived, and the list goes on. You dig what I'm saying? Like the list goes on. Um, the thing about that though, somebody came up with the brilliant idea to like, oh, let's grant, let's grant coloreds, melanated people, let's grant them the right to vote, because they can just help propel us in a position above our peers. If we can secure the melanated vote, you feel what I'm saying? And if we can, even if our competitors might be, and I'm talking about the Caucasians at this point, if one of my competitors might have an edge on me, I could secure their vote, have them thinking I'm for them, and I'm for their human rights and civil rights. You feel what I'm saying? I'll surpass, you feel what I'm saying, my competitors, you feel what I'm saying, by landslide. You know what I'm saying? And I can be in the seat of where I want to be at and whoop whip, right? So it was just a ploy. You feel what I'm saying? Now the guys was, oh yeah, no, we're giving them their human rights. No, they should have been voting and all that. But it was really just to propel them. It was never for our benefit. You dig what I'm saying? So when you understand that, and when you know that the people that they put in, we will never see nobody in a position of power who's actually for the people, who's actually for change, who actually want to see the greater good. You know what I'm saying? Of the world. Mind you, we Asiatic, so we're worldly people. I didn't come. You know what I mean? I was already, my people was already. We didn't call it America. You understand what I'm saying? But this is what this is what the devils do. They come over here and they try to lay claim to a land that has that people already resides. Like, but this is, and they tell us this, and oh yeah, but this person discovered this piece of land, as if like you really discovered a piece of land that nobody that it was like, oh, we can, this place is burned, we can build here. Well, shouldn't be that daggone hard to do, because I'm sure there's plenty places, especially at whatever time, whatever century this was, that this bimbo, I'm not even gonna say it, they ain't supposed to have discovered, you know, this. It's just bullcrap, man. They all listen. Everything they just want us confused, divided. You understand? A lot of chaos. They don't want no unity. You understand what I'm saying? That we all want at the end of the day. I mean, no matter what color you are, you said the universe is perfect. You know what I'm saying? We are from the universe. Nobody's perfect, but that's not what I'm saying. The Most High created a perfect universe. Everything feeds off each other. Even the vilest animal, rodent, creature that you can think of serves its place here. And if you take away like all of that one species, one thing, any species that you want, you take away all of them, there's going to be a negative effect. It's going to be a diverse effect, and it's not going to be, you feel, it's not going to be for the better. It's not going to be a positive. It's not going to be a positive outcome. It's not gonna be a positive outcome. Um, Bees. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though that's not like really, I know people don't really think of them as like a disgusting, vile, insect or whatnot. But people, they timid of bees because cause they can sting you. They got stingers, right? Yeah, but you take away the bees, you feel what I'm saying? And we fall behind. Like, the bees really populate. I mean, and they contribute to about 90% of food, certain foods in certain regions. You know what I'm saying? Certain types of food and vegetables, and you know what I mean? Because they pollinating these plants that's helping produce these things, but people don't understand it though. We just we don't we just what I mean? Everything serves its purpose. From the roach to the ants. That's why I love spiders. That's neither here nor there. You know what I mean? Everything serves its purpose. You know? They never going you'll never see nobody who's really for the cause and the betterment of the world in a position to make a difference in the world. You feel what I'm saying? They will mortar him first. You will never see, they will never put somebody like me, you feel what I'm saying, in control of the people. They will mortar me. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm really for the people. You feel what I'm saying? Enlightening the people for the better. You understand what I'm saying? And not this and not this dude, this how this how these devils work. You feel what I'm saying? They'll show you their hand right in their face. You feel what I'm saying? But they hide the other hand. So with the hand you don't see, they doing the most violence, destruction. You understand what I'm saying? That they can possibly conjure up. You feel what I'm saying? But then they show a little bit of good that they do. Oh, I'll put an agency here. You understand? I'll put something here, and then they try to posterize it like it's so, you know what I mean, magnetic, like magmatic, and like it's so, you know what I mean, when they doing so much destruction, and you know what I mean, boop bop bipping, you know what I mean. So, and that's the thing. That's the fake out. You understand what I'm saying? They build a couple. They put maybe a homeless facility in a couple cities, right? But how big is that homeless problem, right? But that's neither here. That's another question you ask when we get there, right? They put a facility for, you know what I mean? But how much destruction did they do with this, you know what I mean, behind the scenes? You know what I mean? Implementing certain things, you know what I mean, for a systematic effect, destruction. You feel what I'm saying? Just think about it. Did you think about certain agencies, child support? We all know what that really was implemented for. To keep the strong black father out the household, so these females can be thinking that they don't need us, and they did a great job of that. I mean, we have our sisters is definitely coming along now, where they understand it, like, oh, this is, you know, I mean, I need my strong black king. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's all a systematic thing. These people come together, use these are intelligent people. You understand what I'm saying? So they hire the most intelligent people to do works of evil, whether they know, whether they're oblivious to it or not. You know what I mean? Whether they're conscious of what they're doing or not. Uh, you see what I'm saying? All that's gonna happen. All that's gonna hope. Um, Talking to my tribe right now. You feel what I'm saying? And something because it hit me. You know what I mean? It hit me today. Something had happened, and I said, you know what? I had to hit it. I had to hit it harder, stronger, with more force. And this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, not the popular people. Nobody, I'm not even going to have 10 people watching this at one time. You dig? I should have 10,000 at least. Right? But that's beside the point. Even if I can spark one mind, you feel what I'm saying? One mind on a tip on a tip of righteousness, you see what I'm saying? And my job is done. But I'm very optimistic. There'll be dozens of minds. You feel what I'm saying? If not hundreds. You feel what I'm saying? The minds that I'm going to touch. You know what I'm saying? Once they just get a hold, and once they see what's going on. I'm really about this need for read, man. I done did things. I done wrote whole business plans of like nonprofits of how like what we could do. If you don't know, I'm from Baltimore City. You understand what I'm saying? I'm from Baltimore. We have plenty of vacant houses. It's probably more vacant houses than inhabited ones here. You feel what I'm saying? Well, it's probably like 50-50, which is still the ratio. That's crazy when you think about that. We can use these houses and convert them to something positive. You know what I'm saying? Like, not you gotta be all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, people should be living in these houses, number one. But I know the thing. They buying it cheap. You feel what I'm saying? And they want to run the residence that's already there on the outskirts, and then they gonna come, you know, come. They already buy it. You mean have it now? They're just gonna renovate it, build it up. You know what I mean? To make it 10, 20 times livable than the current conditions. You see what I'm saying? And they move their families in, you feel what I'm saying? And, you know, maybe set up businesses and establishments, you feel what I'm saying, for generational wealth. What my people should be doing. But, you know, we got a lot of things in a way outside, you know what I mean, just redlining, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I read about a lot of things, man. And the things we got to do, you feel what I'm saying, it's always harder for a melanated person if he did the same. Y'all giving these super tax cuts and low percentages to people that's, you know, that's uh like foreigners basically. You know what I mean? Like an Asian to come up in here. That's why you see Chinese stores on every other block, or you see these Middle Easterners come over here. And I have no disdain of none, you know, these races, these cultures. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just giving you gems. I'm just telling you the truth. You see what I'm saying? An Arab can come over here and set a bar before, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, and it's not fair. You know what I mean? But we know what's going on, so it still exists. Racism. You know what I mean? That's racism. You got all forms of racism. You understand what I'm saying? You even have what you want to call it, surgical racism. I mean, like you got operate like they got it's all sorts of it, and they implement it all sorts of ways. And then when the ones that and when the stuff that was documented, and the historians that done dug up and then maybe put them in books. You feel what I'm saying? That's why you got to read the book. That's one of the scariest. Like why would they say that? Like why would that be a thing? You feel what I'm saying? They're afraid of somebody like me with one of these. And not just this particular book. I'm just saying a book period. I have all type of books. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's a great read. You feel what I'm saying? Beware of the what's that? Beware the pale horse, or behold the pale horse. If I'm not mistaken. You know, leadership strategy and I read. You know what I'm saying? And like it's not a forgotten art. You know what I mean? I need to smell those that wood, that pages when I turn the page. I need to feel it. I need to, you know what I mean? See how much of the book I got left as I'm turning each page. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I mean, Benno, I was on that racism. I'm a piggyback off of when I was talking the racism. You know what I'm saying? And what they do to my people and how they still try to oppress us. And you know what I mean? And they keep us, you know what I mean, in a low state. You know what I mean? A low vibrational state. You just go outside. You feel what I'm saying? In certain areas, you feel what I'm saying? It's low vibrational. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I know how special I am, because that's what I've been in. That's where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not discouraged about where I'm from. I'm proudly from where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? It made me who I am. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even picture me being in the suburbs or a rural area or even just another city or state. You dig what I'm saying? Like this is you know what I mean? This is just perfect. You feel what I'm saying? Like to come from what I came from, that pain, that struggle. You dig what I'm saying? Rats and roaches. You feel what I'm saying? Just to be on surface level with it. You feel what I'm saying? Rats and roaches. Yeah. Literally. Too. Like this is not no, you know, literally. You know what I mean? And to come from that, but to still, you know what I mean, never forget where I came from. I'm not holding my nose up to someone who might find themselves in that predicament today or tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? Like we all trying to get out of here. You understand what I'm saying? And I will obtain mansions. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna put my people in a mansion. You feel what I'm saying? My family gonna have a place to come. It's a real thing. It's gonna happen. You understand? My tribe, y'all gonna see. Y'all follow. Y'all follow. But right now, it's not about that. That is a fact, though. What I'm hitting on, but it's back to dropping these gems. I have a belief. This is my theory. I didn't get this from nobody. This is my theory. You know what I mean? I know I read a lot, but this is mine's. I don't think that a melanated person can even be racist. And you might say, well, that don't make no sense. Noodles, what do you mean? What are you getting at? Anybody can be racist, right? No, I mean I think anybody can be like prejudiced or bigot or whatnot. But I think racism comes with a power structure. A power structure to oppress a whole race of people. To degrade a whole race of people. You feel me? To deceive a whole race of people. To segregate a whole race of people. Castrate and decapitate and mutilate a whole race of people. For the color of their skin is wicked work. It's devilish work. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. Like nobody likes the truth. The truth hurts, but it's the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Like my theory is if you're born into a world where this was going on before you, before your parents, before your parents' parents. You feel what I'm saying? There was a group of people, Caucasians, you understand what I'm saying? That got the brilliant, for control and domination, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's it's documented, right? So you have that, and to be born in a world where as though you're getting hated just basically because they fear you, or they don't understand you, or they want to be you, or they understand you. They actually know your power. You feel what I'm saying? They actually know. You feel what I'm saying? You're God. You're a God. So how can, say if my son and how can he be racist? It's embedded in us. Like okay, if anything, that's survival instinct. These people don't like us. Then you got the ones, them closeted ones that'll smile in your face. Them snakes. They'll smile in your face, but they, again, like I showed you, like I tell you, they show you one hand with malicious. You feel what I'm saying? Just deceitful things that they're doing behind the curtains. But they'll show you, a little handful of things that's supposed to be so good that they really could do a trillion times better and actually be good. You feel what I'm saying? And actually make it good for the people. You feel what I'm saying? But anyhow, and I'm gonna further explain my theory. Say antelope, right? It's a game, or even some buffalo. You know what I mean? Any deer, whatever. The minute their calf is born, you understand? The minute the baby is born, is in danger. It's being hunted off the rip. I mean, seconds before it even hit the ground, because they have birth is in the air. You know what I mean? They, these animals, these predators, the animals, period. You mean most of them have, mostly all of them, they have a heightened sense, smell. Then you mean some have heightened eyesight, but they smell. They can smell things for miles. You feel what I'm saying? We can walk in a lion territory, a tiger territory. They can smell our scent for miles, especially if it's downwind. And if the wind is blowing it, you know what I'm saying? They can smell it. It's not like us. We can somebody can be have some bo in the room. They hit the door, and if it's that short, we can smell it. You know what I mean? It's like that, but except it's way heightened. Like they can smell it for miles. So as soon as the baby is coming out, it's already in danger, right? So it's instinct, you feel, and it's hunted. So from the day it's born, day one, the very first minute, the very first hour, if it's some predators around, it instinctually have to know, okay, this is, I gotta get out of here. I can't. So it gotta run, got to know how to get up and, you know, off the back, or it's gonna be a snack. All of this is a fact. You feel me? I'm not even trying to, but you know, it is what it is, right? So if you hope you get what I'm saying, the minute a baby antelope, deer, whatever predators hunt, from fox, the wild dogs, all big cats, cheetahs, lions, all of them, right? Shit, even bears at that time. Anywho, though, it's in danger because these people are hunting them, granted for food, but it instinctually knows like, okay, boom, right? Why you think that? It's not just because it, you know, it just hit them. Their mother, their father, it's in their DNA. Okay, it's in their DNA to already be a certain, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this is the enemy. Oh, all right, we can vibe with these. Like, I mean, they ain't. We can sit there. We can, you know, we can graze with them. We can drink water with these set of animals. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's zebra, you feel what I'm saying, or whatever, whatever game, whatever wild game you have. You know what I'm saying? It knows, but it knows them predatorial hunters that if it even get the scent of them and if they extra alert, they on high alert. You know what I'm saying? Because they need to be for survival. If they're not, they will not survive. So now let's dial back to here I am. I'm born in this world where we've been oppressed by these devils for decades, for centuries. It's embedded in our DNA, my people's DNA, my ancestors' DNA. This is, we need to stay away from, you gotta watch these people. These, you feel what I'm saying? And they will rob, steal, and kill, rape, pillage. You feel what I'm saying? And then take your land and sit and lay stamp a flag in there and say they discovered it. So when that's embedded in this, which is all facts, how could you sit there and label a melanated person race if he want to sit there and say, I don't deal with Caucasian? And I'm not saying this is my case. I'm saying, listen to that logic. How could he be racist? And it's still going on to this day. They just found different forms of it. We're not foolish. You see what I'm saying? It's this. You got to use this. And they don't want the world using this, asking questions. So all you gotta do is ask questions, man. Come on, try. And this is what I'm saying. This is why this is what it's about. It's just asking the right questions. You feel what I'm saying? You think we the only? You think Earth the only? You think we just? What makes you think Earth is the only planet that holds life? Because of what they said, right? Oh, because it's oxygen and it's certain levels of the gravity and the oxygen here, and they kings is spin. They've been spinning on their heads like breakdancers. They hold since we knew. Since the beginning of the time, nothing is propaganda was at the beginning of the time. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't called propaganda. Man, listen. When I found out that there's more galaxies in the universe than grains of sand on the beach, When I found out that there's more galaxies in the universe than more sands on every beach on the earth, that's mind blowing. You know how small a grain of sand is? Think of a grain of salt. Shit, a grain of sand might be smaller than that for real. When you think about it. You feel what I'm saying? Not much smaller, but smaller. A grain of sand is that many galaxies. But when we was in elementary school, right? What they told us though, this is our galaxy, the Milky Way, right? Like that was like the only and all be all, which didn't make no sense to me. Well, even if I might have held that part right, but even the planets that they so called gave us, like okay, yeah, this is Saturn, Uranus, Mercury, Mars, Neptune, all that, woo, Earth, Sun, Moon. I'm thinking even then, and this is how I knew I was different. You know what I'm saying? Even though I might not think, I didn't think this at the time, but I was thinking these while I was thinking these thoughts. But when I got older, I reconnected, got to thinking like I should think like this, and I was on to something. Like at that time, I would think like, okay, so you mean to tell us there's no other life in none of these other planets? You feel what I'm saying? Like no, Earth. What to make Earth? So just Earth. That's it. Nobody lives on this. Nothing can possibly live on Mars because different organisms can live. You mean they can find just how you got. Uh, you have marine creatures that live at the bottom of the ocean in unbearable conditions, but they be thriving there somehow. You know what I'm saying? Where it's not even no goddamn oxygen. It's like it's a barely oxygen. How they even, you know what I mean? The pressure, the water, the pressure is immense. You feel what I'm saying? There's no light, but you got animals down there somehow thriving, surviving, living. So I can't find a way to, you know what I mean? Like if, you know, product of their environment. I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? And you get what I'm saying? Like they'll find a way to adapt to adjust. You know what I mean? Because that's what they know. Just like all we know is Earth, like just come here, living, breathing, and you know what I mean. Just like them animals, wherever they are, when they born there, they just are. But it just never made it just not ain't never sit right with me. That I was like just the only things like him and living organisms can live on Earth. It never set right with me. I'm talking single digits, mind you. I'm pushing 40. Let me throw that out there. I'm not don't I'm an 80s baby. I was born in 86. You understand that? So let me throw that so I can kind of can get my, you feel what I'm saying? Right. So I've been around a little bit, you know. All thanks to the Most High. Um, it just never set right with me, man. You know what I mean? So now, me finding out like there's more galaxies than grains of the sand. If they said one beach, they ain't just say one beach. The more grains of sand on every single beach on planet Earth. Got to be. So you ain't about to sit there and tell me Star Trek and Babylon 5 and all this stuff it ain't got a whole lot of truth to it. I think Star Trek was the absolute truth. You just ain't catch it. You feel me? And funny, it's a funny story, real quick. Back in my single digits, like I didn't even like Star Trek. I didn't get hip to Star Trek to probably, well, start liking it. I've been hip on it. I didn't start liking it in my 20s. Right? But when I was coming up, single digits, 9, 10, teen, you ain't catch me watching no Star Trek. I would come on, I turn it, or I would watch it when nothing else was on. You dig what I'm saying? So then I watch it, and it was always kind of entertaining for real. But I ain't really become a stone cold fan till in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in my 30s. Like I said, I'm pushing 40 now. So you already know how invested I am in that. But yeah, all that stuff, man, holds you. They put it right in our face, man. Like they put this stuff. Think one of the most say. Think of one of the most unfathomable movies that you watched, right? Ever in your life, and you just looked at it like, wow, only in movies, right? This could never happen in real life. I'm sure the list you'll probably have you'll probably write a book on how many movies you can sit there and think about, like how that you movie that you like, movie maybe that wasn't so great, but even if you saw, just think about all the movies that you liked, and you've looked at that, whether it's E.T., you feel what I'm saying, whether it's Transformers. I'm naming some movies some of my favorite movies. Inceptible. I mean, no, no, not Inceptible. What was that? What's the movie, man? When they go in people's mind, it's, oh my goodness. Oh, oh man, I can't. What was that movie? It's a great movie though. They put it right in our face. These movies, they be showing you like what actually exists, what's happening now, the technology that they have, and they keep suppressed from us. You dig what I'm saying? They keep hitting, and they you know, they bird feed us. They bird feed us literally. You know what I mean? You know what a bird feeder is, right? You know what I mean? You ever seen the little, you got water right here, and that one drop of water stay right there for the bird to just. But how much water can really be? You can have a whole gallon of it right here. You can have 5 gallons up there right there. That's they do with technology. They've been had ancient technology, alien technology, extraterrestrial technology, however you want to wrap it up. You feel what I'm saying? When they've been tapped into that. You feel what I'm saying? And what it is because they want control, so that's why they don't just, you know, disseminate this information to the world, because then people won't ask questions. Well, why are we still paying for BG&E? Why are we still paying for, you understand, gas and electric? We got free energy we should be tapped into. We have solar energy. We have aqua. We getting energy from, you know what I mean, marine energy. You know what I mean? The aqua, they got ways to convert waves to energy. Like they is, and this is nothing new under the sun. Think about Nikola Tesla, and this is gonna be one of the last things I'm gonna leave y'all with, cause like I told you, I know I'm gonna go bop, but like I said, only my tribe will watch this through entirety. Through its entirety, they're gonna find this gonna be interesting from the jump. You feel what I'm saying? Then they might, and I want y'all to engage, comment. I want y'all to comment, talk to me. Let's build. You feel what I'm saying? Talk to me. Tell me, put me on with things. Put me on with some stuff that I might need to look into. You dig what I'm saying? Give me your thoughts about it, cause we going, you know what I mean? I'm responding to everybody. I don't care the negative, the positive. You're gonna get my response. Once it catch my, once it comes across my desk, you gonna smell my cologne philosophically. Rest up, pimp. It's Pimp C right there. Anywho, they put it right in plain sight. What's the best way to hide something? What's the best way? You feel what I'm saying? You put it right in their face, right under their nose. You dig what I'm saying? Then you start to see, you get older, time go by, and you think about movies, and it's like, oh no, this stuff is really going on. The something report, you know, that Tom, like stuff like that. What is that? Why I'm having these brain farts? That's why I'm about to go ahead and stop it, because I'm having too many brain farts. You feel what I'm saying? And is it Inception? I think that was the movie. Is it Inception? No, not Inception. It might have been Inception. But you know, like they got this little thing where people be unconscious and then they go in their mind. You feel what I'm saying? To have them to get some type of information, or to have them change you know, or change like change a decision that they had made, but they do it and they go in their mind. You feel what I'm saying? All that stuff real, bro. All that stuff real, bro. Transformers is real, bro. You think of like, oh man, what? Ain't no metal sit there transform the. You want to bet? My man Bob Lazar was even telling us about that, but in the 80s. Like he came out in what, 80s, what, 7? Or something like that. And he disclosed about, like, man, what they doing over here. He risked life and limb to do that. But that's when people do that, then y'all label them as crackpots. That's why I don't like that conspiracy theorist title. It's dismissive. That's what they came up with it for. As soon as you say, oh, here conspiracy theory, or that's a conspiracy, you know what I mean? People write it off. Like, oh, it's a conspiracy. It's already a lie. It's not true. This is no. Me personally, I haven't heard of a conspiracy theory that wasn't true. Me personally. And we'll get deeper than that too. You know what I mean? Me personally. This is what I believe y'all with. Back to the on the movie tip. I've heard this theory. This is not my theory, but it's very plausible. It's very plausible, especially when you know what you know. Um, Back to the Future, time travel. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff is true. Nikola Tesla. He was on like where we like the some of the technology, most of the technology that we coming up with these phones now. You from Nikola Tesla? He had tapped into free energy. He knew how to tap into certain energy fields, bruh. You feel what I'm saying? The pyramid that was very important too. You feel what I'm saying? And they telling us that these pyramids was like built. You feel what I'm saying? Look, if they were built by a higher intelligence. You feel what I'm saying? But we looking at the wrong thing. That they've been built. How about flu? That's a whole nother topic. Though, but think of I'm a fan of Back to the Future. The trilogy. You know what I mean? 1, 2, and 3. But the main one is 2. I'm hearing that part 2 was literally about Donald Trump. Think how remember if y'all remember part 2, and I know my tribe y'all gonna be curious. So if you don't remember it or you never seen it, you're gonna go back and you're gonna watch that movie and you're gonna be entertained because it's still a dope movie to this day. It's a classic. I think all 3. You know what I mean? But that's probably one of the favorite ones. Part 2. I think part 2 was. I believe part 2. It was part 2 that the Biff. I don't know if that was part 1 or part 2. I want to say 2, but it's one of them. It's one of them. And whereas though the bully, you feel what I'm saying? Somehow he see that Marty McFly. He stumbled on something. He went. I forgot how he found out. But long story short, he goes in time to give back in time to give his younger self this sports almanac that has the outcomes of you know all the sports games from whatever year it was. You feel what I'm saying? So now he give it to him. So what the dude Biff do? You feel what I'm saying? Now he can bet on all of these games. You know what I'm saying? And he knowing who gonna win. He know the outcome. So he himself a billionaire, trillionaire, something. You feel what I'm saying? And then somehow then becomes president. And then you look at Biff, like when he's in the future, when he's the president. You feel what I'm saying? And you look at Trump. It's so crazy because that movie came out in the '80s. When did part 2 come out? I think that even came out in the '80s. I think 3 might have hit the '90s. You feel what I'm saying? But I believe it came out in the '80s, right? And you might say like, why is that? How would that be about Trump? But then you got to think about Trump's uncle. You know what I mean? You get the facts that he understood. Like he was the only one that could understand. He was like a nuclear physicist or something like that. He knew he could understand Tesla's formulas and he could understand it. Like if you study something, you know what I mean. But nobody else could. They ain't know they could see. It might be nothing in them. So they sent Trump's uncle in there to recover all of Tesla's documents of all the stuff, all his findings and discoveries and inventions and patents. He came out and said he ain't find nothing. He came out and said he ain't find nothing. But he bought like something that he gave him something like it was like a box or something that you know what I mean. He knew what he had all the good stuff, so he can use all of that for his greater good. You feel what I'm saying? And his family. Then you think about that. See, I ain't gonna give y'all too much of that, but just think about that. You feel what I'm saying? But I'll tie it to this. It's the same way about like the Bible, right? Whatever people found these scriptures, right? These holy scriptures, right? Now it's power in these scriptures, right? It's power in these things. But it takes somebody, when somebody come up and if you find these, you understand that? If you find these, but you got a certain a way of thinking where it's though, yo, I can take these. I know it's power in this, but I can take this and manipulate this for the masses. Me and my family, my people's gonna live can live. We gonna live grand. We gonna live grandiose. You understand what I'm saying? But I can also manipulate, dictate. You feel what I'm saying? A masses, a world of people. You feel what I'm saying? With the fear of God, right? You gotta think about it. You gotta think about that because it's written, it's man made. However you want to cry. Maybe the scriptures, the original scriptures that, but who's sitting there with the original scripture thousands of years ago? Not nobody. You understand what I'm saying? When you find out the fact that the person that this King Arthur character, he used to write books on like witchcraft, black magic, and like alchemy and all that, right? And he was famous. He was already getting, he did it for lucrative reasons. You know what I'm saying? It was lucrative. So here it is. He found, oh, this Jesus character, which is funny because at the time that they're speaking of, the letter J wasn't even invented. So I don't know if it could have been like Jesus or you know what I mean. But I don't. But the J wasn't invented. The J's wasn't invented till like what, the 16th, 17th century. So you think about that, right? You think about that. You know what I mean? Now, yeah. So like, it's just something to think about. You know what I'm saying? So what's to say that a person or a group of people won't come up with this, this diabolical idea, how we can sit here and use this to manipulate people and basically control and run the world. You know what I mean? You know, instill the fear of God in people. All right. Now there is a Most High. I'm not, but this is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, just think. You gotta think. You gotta use your brain to ask the right questions. But yeah, um, y'all know what's going on, man. I'm a boat by bit. Um, like, share, comment, subscribe. Definitely share it. You feel what I'm saying? Let's build. You feel what I'm saying? Let's take it to the top. Let's take it to the top. Cause I ain't this all my content gonna be about. My tribe, you already know this. Like I ain't everything positive, high vibrational. Noo'dells, check. You already know.